Good morning, good evening, good night. This is Xander 4. I'm going to be bringing you a beginner's guide to the shop and what to buy now at the beginning of the game and what to save up for towards the end of the game. Alright, so this is how you access the shop. Here's your cabin. You'll just go in the front door, and on this cabin, you can either click on the safe or the computer, and you just go to the shop. So, there's 4 tabs. There's the weapon tab, the arms. There's the gear, the attachments, and the boundaries. I'll go over the boundaries towards the end of the video. I like the way they did it. There's 2 ways to unlock these, basically. We'll start with the arms. You're going to start, at least I did, with the 30-30, Grandpa's old rifle. A pretty good rifle. It will take down whitetail pretty well, and mule deer. Mule deer will run a little bit farther, usually, unless you get a solid heart shot, but it'll do the job to at least get you to enough money to buy another weapon. So if you're going to be doing the quest line, well, first you need to do, I think, the first 3 or 4 quests. They're real easy, and it'll only take you about probably 30 minutes max, unless you just take your time with them. But once you do all those, you'll unlock all the rest of these guns to be able to be purchased. So once you've done that, I would either work towards probably a tier 5 gun, or just skip over it completely. If you feel like the 30-30 is doing the job, then I would skip over that and then go for like the 300 Win Mag, or not that, the Steyr monoblock, the 308. Both of those, well, that's only hunting tier 5. Both those are good, but I would go for I've been enjoying 300 Win Mag. It's a hunting tier 6, so that's good for elk, moose, just bigger game. And if you use like this, if you went ahead and bought this and use this on a whitetail or a mule deer, you will damage like 30%, 25% of the meat. So when you go to sell it, you lose a lot of money, basically. So I'd always stick with like a hunting tier 5 at max. I've been enjoying the 243. It shoots pretty far, but I believe it's the Steyr monoblock is also very popular and shoots very well and has a good distance shot. So some of the early quests do require you to shoot some stuff with a shotgun, shoot some birds, so different type of birds. So I bought the Remington B3 Waterfowl Pro. You really don't need to spend that much money. It was pretty pricey, if I can remember correctly. It is a 12 gauge, but honestly, if you're not going to do a lot of shotgun hunting, then I would probably go with the Morning Silence. It's only $30 or gold more than the Remington 870 Wingmaster. They're both 20 gauges, but the Wingmaster is a pump, and the Morning Silence is a semi-auto. So I'd probably go with the Morning Silence. It'll get the job done, and that's what I would do. For sights, for either of them, with the shotgun, if you need a sight, if you don't like using the iron sights, I would go with the Red Dot Zoom MXD. The carbine optic is good, but they're both low quality lenses, and so they're not like super high quality, very clear. But the carbine optic has a blue tint to it, and with that blue tint, it kind of makes it hard to see some of the bird game that you're gonna be hunting. So I would just go with the Red Dot. It's way cheaper anyways, if you're not going to just use iron sights. Now for rifle sights, you do start with the 7X, and it's not a bad one, low quality, so it's going to be a little bit more blurry, not as clear, but and it'll work. You'll probably want to use that for a little while, and then I would go for the 14X after that. The 15X is really good, and it is high quality lens, where the 14 is only medium lens clearness, but this one is way cheaper than the 15. You're getting a little bit more zoom, but I really don't feel like it's worth the price. Now that's early game. Work towards that, because the 7X is just, it doesn't see very, you can zoom far, but everything looks really far away. Now obviously top tier late game, I'd be going for, the 18X, or that's going to be the best sight as of now in Way of the Hunter. I know they're adding more stuff, but at this moment, end of December, this is the best sight you can get. It's 18x, high lens quality. That's going to be the best. But it is 4,420, which is pricey. Now for game to hunt, moose and elk are going to give you the most payout. They're big game. So if you kill some moose, then you'll rack up some cash pretty quick. But that is definitely later on after you hunted for quite a while. Now for gear, you start out with the 8x Overguard 8x binoculars. They're low quality lenses. They'll work if you need to use them. If you don't want to spend the money on the Bushnells, they'll work. The Bushnells are 10x and they're high lens quality, so it's definitely worth. I say it's worth getting these pretty soon. Now for calls, it's not like other hunting games. The calls don't work like other hunting games, I should say, and where it's like almost guaranteed a deer's going to come in or whatever you're calling. This is a little, I guess it's more realistic if you want to say that, but basically it'll call them in, but they're not just going to come right at you, and they might just kind of ignore it. So I would probably just wait. They're not super pricey, but they do add up. So I'd wait on that and definitely get like sights, different attachments and weapons first. They do have a hog collar, duck collar, goose collar, jackrabbit, predator collar, moose, red deer, deer grunt collar, roe deer, elk. They got pretty much a call for everything that they have in the game. And but I'd wait for those a little bit later in the game for sure. Then you have boundaries. So this is the boundaries. There's two ways to get these. You either pay for them. There's 4 on each reserve. There's Transylvania. There's the 4 for there. And Nez Pierce Valley. There's the 4 for there. They are very pricey. So unless you're like just haven't unlocked them in game, you can unlock them for free. I'll tell you how. So if you don't unlock them for free and you've been playing a long time and haven't done what you need to do to unlock these, then you just have a lot of spare money, then you can just buy them. But if you don't, like early game, you can go to the cabins. This is a private land, basically. Private land, private land, private land. You can't hunt this until you unlock it. You can go to the cabin, though. On a table, there will be basically a quest or a challenge for you to complete. There's going to be, I think, like 3 or 4, something like that you have to do. And once you've done them, it'll unlock this area to hunt. Now, the good thing about these other areas is their genetic pool for their animals are a little higher right off the gate. So there's going to be a lot better chance of there being 4 and 5 stars in these areas. They're private land, so they're maintained. They've already been cooled a little bit from all the poor genetics. There are going to be some, but it's not as bad. And like our land, we're having to basically work it to get rid of all the low genetic deer and try to keep only the high genetic deer so we can have more 4 and 5 stars. So I got videos about that. So if you need to want to learn about that, I got videos posted about that in the Way of the Hunter playlist, so you can watch that. Also explains need zones. I have another video about need zones and how to track deer and figure out the best way to hunt them and why you need zones. They're pretty, they help a lot. So, but yeah, so that's basically all you need to do, and that's the shop. So right now there's not a whole lot, but there's enough to keep us, entertained until they release more stuff. I know they have a lot planned, so I'm hoping, it all turns out good. Appreciate all y'all watching. If y'all enjoyed the video or found it helpful, please hit that subscribe button, and I will catch y'all guys later. Have a good evening, good morning, good night, and peace out.